Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this video. We are going to do a video on one of the most well-known issues with Chrysler vehicles. If you're watching this, you probably do have one of these issues, and it's probably, a defective issue that you have with something connected to your Tipm. Okay, basically, here's how it is. If you guys are trying to do a hard reset on your Tipm, or trying to change it up, replace it, you're probably thinking, well, let me just go to the dealership. It's probably going to need to get reprogrammed, and it's probably going to take a couple hours. It's probably going to be something I can't do. It's probably going to be a DIY thing that I cannot do. Probably going to be expensive, and a lot of these Tipm issues run into just over $1,000. So it's very expensive if you guys are going to go to the dealership for that. But there is a DIY for it, and this DIY will in most cases completely reset the Tipm if you guys want to do a hard reset on it, or if you guys are going to replace it and do a hard reset on it. This DIY will help you guys as far as completely doing the reset on the Tipm without having to go to the dealership and spending a lot of money for it. Okay, so here are the steps to do it. First of all, what you're going to do is you will have to disconnect the cables from the battery. The positive and the negative terminal, you're going to have to disconnect it from the battery. Alright, unscrew it, disconnect it. Once you have it disconnected, what you're going to do is you're going to place the metal part of the terminal, the positive and negative. You're going to bring the wires together and use a zip tie or rope or something and tie them together so they're connected. Alright, once they're connected, what it does is it drains electricity from the capacitors. Alright, it'll drain the electricity from the capacitor, whatever is left over in the car, in the system. And most people think that if they probably could do that for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But what you're going to do is you're going to have to put those terminals, connect them together for at least a couple hours, if not, a couple hours, if not longer. Maybe like 4 to 5 hours. You can do that overnight if you want. But it's going to be at least 4 to 5 hours, because there is a higher chance of this resetting the system if you guys do connect it together for a good 4 to 5 hours instead of a couple of minutes. Alright? After you guys do that, what you're going to do is you are going to disconnect everything from your... After you guys connect the terminals together, you guys have to disconnect everything from all the sockets from your Tipm. Disconnect everything from your Tipm and pretty much put your Tipm aside, not connected to the Tipm. Not connected, okay? So you're gonna connect all the cables, both cables from the battery together, and then you're gonna disconnect all the sockets from the Tipm, put the Tipm aside, and you're gonna wait 4 to 5 hours for everything for all the capacitors, for all the electricity charged in the capacitors, just discharge from the system. Once it discharges completely from the system, where there's zero charge in the system, in the car itself, and in the capacitors, then that's when the hard reset occurs. All right, after 4 or 5 hours, maybe a bit longer. All right, what you're gonna do is, after that, you're gonna disconnect the battery terminals, the positive, negative battery terminals. Okay, disconnect that after 4 or 5 hours. Disconnect that, and after that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the terminal. You're gonna plug everything back in to the Tipm. All right, you're gonna plug everything into the Tipm. All right, put the positive cable onto the positive of the battery, negative cable onto the negative of the battery, and your car should start. It should be 100% reset after that. And whatever issues you had before, hopefully it resets. You won't have anymore. Or if it was caused by the Tipm itself. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes, after doing all that, your car won't start. If that's the case where your car won't start after doing all those procedures, all right, don't panic about it. Don't think that, you know, it's a dead end situation and you have to have it towed to the dealer to have them figure out what the problem is. All right, what you're gonna do is, again, you're gonna disconnect the cables from the battery. You don't need to connect them together. You just need to disconnect the cables from the battery. All right, then you're gonna unplug, you know, or you gotta unplug everything from the Tipm again, and then replug it back in. All right, and the reason why you would do that if this situation occurs where your car won't start is because a lot of times it is not because your Tipm has malfunction, or it is not because there's a problem with your Tipm, or there's not a problem that your Tipm is broken. A lot of times this occurs because the socket, a couple of sockets are not sitting right when you plugged it back in. So if you unplug it again, plug it back in, and then, you know, put the terminals on, there's a very, very, very good chance that, you know, your car will start up immediately after that, and whatever issues that you had as a result of the Tipm malfunctioning, causing some kind of malfunction, that would reset it. That would reset the whole entire situation. All right, for you. And that's the DIY and how to do it. It's cheap. It's simple. You're not going to have to go to the dealership where they will dealership money from you for something that you could do in a course of 5 hours, and most of that is just waiting time for the capacitors to drain from the Tipm and whatever else that may be keeping the charge, any kind of electrical charge in the car. But if you guys have any comments on this, please leave a comment in the comment section. Please subscribe, and please give me a thumbs up, guys. All right, take care.